Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I haven't uploaded for a while because I got quite sick. I caught the flu that everyone had, and yeah, I was not well. I had to take some time off work, and yeah, what symptoms did I have? I had like really chesty cough, headache, and like sinus problems as well. So I'm feeling much better now, although my voice, I feel like it hasn't recovered fully because I work in an office and I'm always on the phone speaking to people. My voice has actually changed. It feels like, I thought at one point my voice was gone because when I'm answering calls, it was like breaking up, kind of like it is now. So yeah, I haven't haven't been too great, so I'm back now. I'm looking forward to Christmas. I've got my Christmas tree up. I've had this Christmas tree for years. It's actually a black Christmas tree. Yeah, I got it from like B&Q or Home Base, but I love it. And I was gonna buy a new one this year, but I thought, do you know what? It's still doing its job. Like, it is a bit dishevelled, but it looks pretty with the lights on, and I've decorated it. And another thing that I've been loving is getting new ornaments each year. So I have ornaments that I use every year, but I've only really started doing that in the last kind of like 3 years. Before that, I would like buy like one of those boxes with with like all the decorations in it for like £20 or whatever, and it would have like baubles, like little beads and just random stuff. But I don't know if they even do that anymore, but that's what I used to do. So I've built up a lot of decorations over the years. I've got a little nutcracker that I love, and I've actually got like a Christmas decoration. It's like a circle with loads of like diamonds and crystals around it, and you can put a photo inside, so that is very beautiful, and I hope to get more as my family grows. But at the moment there's a picture of my daughter in there, which she's embarrassed by, but it's lovely. So yeah, also something new, I've invested in Invisalign. So I'm currently on tray 3, and yeah, it's going well. I mean, I watched 1,000 videos before. A lot of people saying it's painful and that it's sore, but I don't know. I think my pain threshold must be quite high because I don't really feel much pain. So yeah, that's what's new with me. Preparing for Christmas. I haven't got everything yet. I'm a bit of those last minute Christmas shoppers, so I need to go get some stuff. I've got some time off this week, so I'm gonna go grab some last minute presents. So yeah, that's what's been going on. I've been meaning to upload another video for like the last week or two. Sorry, I had to pause the video and cough, but yeah, I've been meaning to upload a video. So there's just so many topics that I have that I'd like to talk about. So this video is going to be about, what do I do to stay close to my faith? What do I do to draw near? Because obviously after my last relationship ended, my faith was very weary. It was very wavering, and I thought that, you know, God's not going to bless me with the things that my desires, the desires of my heart, because I don't know, I just felt like maybe I've done things in the past, or maybe I'm just not meant to be with someone, you know. Some women never really get married, and I don't want that for myself. So I've had to take a lot of time to draw near to God again, and to you know, restore my relationship, so to speak, because my faith had gone completely by the end of this relationship. So at the end of the day, I am I'm not always going to be 100%. I haven't always been 100% on fire for Jesus because of things and disappointments, and that's basically what happens to a lot of people. We go through things and we pray for stuff, and sometimes that doesn't come to fruition. And that's my journey as a Christian. I've never experienced that before. I've always prayed, and like God has blessed me in so many ways that this time it hasn't worked out the way that I planned it, and that made me feel disheartened. And that's normal, and that's part of the journey with Christ, because even though you're going to experience disappointments, you still have to believe, you still have to have faith. And that's why I'm creating the series called Faith Journey, because I'm on a journey through my faith. I'm on a journey just like every other person is on their faith journey, go through ups and downs. So I'm just sharing my experiences, and to be real and to be honest and open about them. So what I do to draw near to God. So after my relationship ended with my last boyfriend, you know, I was like, why? Like, just why? Why this? Why that? And I didn't have answers to a lot of things, and that's okay, because, you know, I'm a big seeker. I like to know. I need a lot of information, and I like to know the bottom of things, like, why did this happen? But I didn't have that this time, and that's something that God has been working within me to let go, and to be like, okay, you are the creator, you know the plans you have for me, so just lead me, right? So after my breakup, I hadn't been to church for a long time, so that was another thing. I had to start getting back into going to church, had to start praying and worshipping, because before that was like my main three: going to church, praying and worshipping were my three things, how I draw near to God. I was reading the Bible, but I think that because I was a baby Christian, and I still am a little bit now, but I feel like I'm growing a lot more mature in my faith walk. So I was reading the Bible, but I felt like I wasn't reading it properly, or maybe I was reading it from the beginning, like. And I've come across like information where, if you're new to the Bible, they say to read from a certain chapter, from maybe the New Testament. So I started at Genesis, and then as I got into certain chapters, I was like, what is going on? Like, all the lineage, the names, like, I was overwhelmed. So I started reading the Bible again from the New Testament, and obviously I've read from Genesis to like Chronicles, yeah, I think. So I've read quite a bit of the first part of the Bible. So yeah, that's the main three things that I did to draw near to God. So these are the things that I do, or I have done to ignite my faith again when I felt depleted. So I've got a little paper thing here. So first thing first, I'm mindful of who I have around me. So I'm mindful of my friends, the company I keep, and yeah, just the language that's being spoken. I'm quite introverted. I'm like an introverted extrovert. So depending on the situation, I don't really speak on certain topics. And like at work, a lot of people will say like just chat, and I don't really engage in just like chit chat. So recently I met a girl at work, and we started talking, and I told her about the church that I go to, and she actually, like I said, I think I mentioned it before in another video, but she has been going to that church as well, on and off. So it's nice because we've been sharing our faith, not too deep, but we've just been speaking and about like our journey and about the Bible. So that's been really refreshing. And she sits next to me in the office. So, you know, I'm mindful of who I have around me, the conversations that I have. And we went out for a work meal the other night, and there was like another colleague sitting next to us, and she was like, "Oh, me and Candice go to the same church," and da da da. And he was like, "Oh, you girls go to church?" We were like, "Well, we're Christians," and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like I didn't know that." Like, he seemed quite interested, and he was like, "You know, I don't have any religion in my family. My parents are just not religious, so." I feel like I'm more brave in being open about my relationship with God. I'm not ashamed, I'm not afraid, and I'm not, you know, embarrassed to speak about him. So yeah, I'm mindful of the people I have around me. I only have literally a handful of friends, and sometimes they're not always Christian people, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say that all my friends are Christians and that we all hold hands and pray and do all these things that Christian friends do. But for me, I'm not like how Jesus was. He ate with people, he sat with people, he had discussions with people who weren't Christians, and he brought people to Christ. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna lead every single person that I meet to Christ, but at the same time, I'm not I'm not afraid to stand on what I believe, and I think that everyone should have their own beliefs as well. So again, you know, I'm not hanging around with people who are like practicing certain things. Like, I'm not that I know that they do that, but it's more of a knowing of discernment. So also, I honour how I dress, right? I still love fashion. But as you can see, like, I'm wearing like a vest top with a leather jacket. Like, I just wear the things that make me feel good, right? Obviously, I've had an issue with wearing certain clothes over the years, like overly sexualized items, and I still struggle with it. You know, I still like clothes. I still like wearing certain pieces that may accentuate my body or make me look so, like, you know, snatched, and that's fine. That's what I like to do, and God is not going to judge me for doing that, because I carry myself in a way where I'm not doing it for a gaze. I'm doing it for my own self, right? So, you know, I had to get rid of so many clothes over the years. I still am getting rid of stuff. Like, I'm selling things here and there, and yeah, I just I've bought stuff, right? I've bought stuff online, and then it's come, and I'm like, really? Like, I've sent it straight back, because some things are just beyond. So yeah, I love fashion. I studied fashion, and my dream was always to have my own fashion line. Like, I've got designs and lots of things that I've made over the years, like clothes and stuff. So, you know, God willing, if that's something that's going to happen for me, I pray that, you know, I get to experience that as well in the future. So I go to church once a week. I go to my church, my home church, once a week. I'd go to the later service, because they used to have one at 9:30, which was difficult to get there. So now I go to the later service, and I've made a few friends, which is nice. And yeah, I'm really enjoying going there and being in the house of God, listening to the testimonies, and just feeling like I have a safe place to pray, worship, and to be myself, you know, fully. There was a Christmas event last week that I went to, and one of the ladies, actually, let me show you, hold on. So I'm very crafty. So I made this at church last week. They had a Christmas event, so you put a candle in, and then you just kind of fill it with all the things you want. So this is my one, and I'm gonna light it like nearer to Christmas. But yeah, it's so cute. So one of the ladies that was doing this workshop, she was on stage giving her testimony the week prior. So I'd gone over there and, oh, can I make a wreath? She's like, yeah, sure. I didn't know if it was for kids. So she's like, no, it's an adults activity. So I done that, and I was like, oh, I saw you on stage, you know, your testimonies like really spoke to me. So her testimony was that she'd moved to Bracknell. I don't know if she moved to Bracknell, but she moved to the church, right? And she was just newly married, and unfortunately her husband passed away, and she had 2 children already. She had 2 daughters, and she obviously didn't go into much detail about that aspect, but what it was how the Lord had spoke to her about certain things, and she had obeyed him. Like she had obeyed the voice, the calling of what God had told her to do. And she ended up getting remarried and been married ever since. So, you know, it spoke to me about, I'm so disheartened about losing this relationship that I thought was going to be the one for me. You know, and this woman has lost her husband, and I just think how is her faith, and it's something that I want to speak to her about. I want to, you know, when I saw her that day, she just seemed so happy and so like kind, and I thought, why am I pouting about a relationship that wasn't very long, that I thought he was going to be my partner forever. I thought he was going to be my spouse, and because it didn't work out, I'm now thinking about not being close to God again. Like, it sounds so silly, but yeah, it made me realise, you know. So yeah, I go to church once a week, and I really enjoy my church. They have so many activities. They have a lot of things to offer for the people who are the family of the church. So I'm very blessed that I have that. So this is another thing that I do. I watch Christian movies. So I don't always watch Christian movies. Like, every single movie I watch isn't Christian or faith-based, but I have been making, even before like my early walk with Christ, like when I was a baby in Christ, I would watch Christian movies to kind of understand the story more, because the Bible is difficult to understand, or I wouldn't say difficult to understand, but if it's your first walk with Christ and you're born again, I think for me, I would suggest watching Christian movies. So I would watch like the story of Jesus and the story of Moses, and just familiarize myself. And I would also read the Bible and then YouTube videos based on that chapter, so that I could understand more. And that really helped me, because I'm visual as well as, you know, I like to read, I like to journal, but I also learn from seeing. So yeah, I watch Christian movies, I watch Christian series like The Chosen, and that's just what I like. It's just what I enjoy. I pray daily, so I have alarms on my phone when I pray a few times a day, and yeah, that's helped me to pause, stay still, and like absorb the word and to apply it to my life. Reading my Bible, obviously. I try to read a chapter a day, and if I miss a day, I will try to catch up and read 2 or 3 chapters. Yeah, and that's what I do to stay close to God. Recently, God has been speaking to me through the Bible, which I haven't experienced before, so that's a very beautiful thing. And yeah, every time I read my Bible, I pray before. I'm like, Lord, please give me please help me to dissect the information easily and to apply it to my life, and to just help me understand the word that you're giving me for today. So yeah, I So I create Pinterest boards. Like I have one that says God first, and then I kind of add to it like scriptures, quotes, images, things of that nature. And it's so nice, it's so beautiful. Like I look at it and I'm like, this is so aesthetic, but it's also giving what it's meant to give, like faith wise. So I have so many images and scriptures, quotes that I look over and pray over, and yeah, that's one way that I draw near to my faith when I'm feeling down. I'm feeling like, oh God, like I don't know what you're doing right now. I don't know what I'm meant to be doing. I don't feel like I fit in anywhere. I don't feel like I belong. Like I just go back and I look at that Pinterest board and I just think, right, yeah. There's one that I have called Godfidence, obviously instead of confidence, which I found is very, very funny. So yeah, I have that one and many others. So there's another one that I haven't added, but I actually I create Spotify playlist for worship. So I'll add that as well. Hopefully I'll be able to add it as a comment so you guys can listen to my Spotify playlist. And I fast and worship. I fast and worship when I feel led to. You know, it's not all the time. Obviously, I'm not fasting like every week, but I'm fasting a couple times a month. And I feel like sometimes I fast for certain things. Sometimes I fast for breakthrough. Sometimes my relationships, my family, my daughter, my own self to clear away things that are no longer serving me. But for the last few times, I haven't really fasted for anything in specific. I've just fasted because I felt led to. And I've also done a fast from secular music, secular programs, secular radio. Like I did a week fast where instead of not eating food, I just didn't listen to anything that was not Christian based. Like even the films, like if it wasn't Christian content, I wasn't watching it. If it wasn't Christian music, I wasn't listening to it, and so forth. So that really helped me, because I think when I was doing that fast, I thought, we're so, like, if you're Christian, it's difficult to kind of step away from those things, because the radio will pop on when you get in the car, adverts will come up, programs will be recommended for you, and also like on TV, like normal channel 1 to 5, there's not much Christian content. I don't think there's any Christian content, to be honest. Even like I think channel 4, like there's no Christian content. BBC iPlayer, all of those apps, whatever. Even Netflix. Like I think I typed in Jesus and like it was like complete opposite to what I typed in Jesus, and it's like some murder stuff, and I was like, this definitely isn't Jesus. But that's what made me think, like, yeah, I need to be more mindful of the things that I'm letting into my ear gates and my eye gates, and just being more mindful of the things that I'm putting my time into, you know. So yeah, fast, I worship, you know, I pray over my house, over my home, over my child. Like I'm doing everything that I can to draw near to God, you know, and as I draw near to him, he draw near to me. So that's where I am right now, and I'm feeling very content. I'm feeling very grateful, you know. I'm enjoying my home a lot more. I'm enjoying being here, and I'm feeling, because another thing that I used to do, I used to always feel like I needed to be doing stuff, like I need to be here, visiting this person, shopping for this, going out. And now I'm like, I think this weekend I just stayed in my house like the whole of Saturday. I didn't leave my home, and yeah, obviously it's good to get out and get fresh air, but I just needed to stop. I just needed to stop and be still. And I'm like, so grateful that I have that option, you know. So yeah, well, thank you for watching my video today. It's not a very long one because, you know, I didn't really want to come on here and do a long video, but I'm gonna try to upload more as much as I can, and just be consistent, you know. So thank you again for watching, and yeah, I hope you guys are having a good December so far, and I'll upload again soon. Bye.